The sky turned dark that Tuesday morning, not from clouds, but from alien ships. Hundreds of them floated above Earth like giant metal monsters. People stopped walking. Cars stopped moving. Everyone looked up with fear in their hearts. Inside the alien command ship, Commander Zalther sat on his throne. He was tall, with silver skin and cold red eyes. He smiled as he looked at the small blue planet below. "Such a weak species," he said to his officers. "They have no real weapons. No space army. This will be easy." Zalther pressed a button. His face appeared on every screen on Earth. In homes, in offices, on streets. Everyone saw him. His voice was deep and scary. "Humans of Earth, you have 24 hours. Surrender, or we will destroy your cities one by one. Choose wisely." The message ended. Silence filled the world. Then came the screams, the panic, the fear. In the United Nations building, world leaders gathered in a dark room. Their faces were tired and hopeless. President Martinez from America spoke first. "We have no choice. Our weapons can't reach their ships. We must surrender." Other leaders nodded slowly. Some had tears in their eyes. Then Admiral Sarachin stood up. She was a small woman with gray hair and sharp eyes. "I agree," she said quietly. "We surrender." 24 hours passed. Zalther watched the screen as Earth raised a white flag. He laughed, a deep, cruel laugh. "I told you they were weak." Earth sent a message. "We will send our cargo ships with supplies. Please don't hurt us." Zalther smiled wider. "Cargo ships? How pathetic. They bring us gifts like scared children." 5 large ships left Earth's surface. They looked old and simple. Just basic cargo vessels, the kind that carried food and supplies. Nothing special. Nothing dangerous. Zalther's officers watched them approach. "Sir, should we scan them?" asked one officer. Zalther waved his hand. "Why? They're just cargo ships. Humans are too afraid to fight." But inside the lead cargo ship, Admiral Chen sat in the command chair. Her hands were steady. Her eyes were focused. She looked at her crew. "Remember," she said softly, "they think we're weak. That's exactly what we want." Her finger moved closer to a red button on the armrest. The cargo ships flew closer to the alien fleet. Zalther leaned back in his throne, completely relaxed. Then Admiral Chen pressed a button. The sides of the cargo ships began to open. The metal panels slid away with a loud mechanical sound. Zalther stopped smiling. His red eyes went wide. "What is that noise?" he asked. From inside the cargo ships, massive gun barrels emerged. They were huge, black, and pointed directly at the alien fleet. These were not cargo ships. They were warships disguised as cargo vessels. "Fire!" Admiral Chen's voice echoed through the communication system. Boom! 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 The sound was deafening. Bright explosions lit up the dark space. 3 alien warships exploded instantly. Pieces of metal flew everywhere. Zalther jumped from his throne. "Impossible. Return fire. Return fire now." But the human ships were fast. They moved like dancers, spinning and dodging the alien weapons. More explosions filled the space around Earth. 5 more alien ships turned into balls of fire. "Commander, we're losing ships," screamed an alien officer. His hands shook as he worked the controls. Zalther grabbed the communication device. "All units, destroy those ships. They tricked us." But it was too late. From behind the moon, 20 more human ships appeared. They also looked like simple cargo vessels. But everyone knew the truth now. They were all warships, all weapons, all deadly. Inside her command ship, Admiral Chen watched the battle on her screens. Her second officer, Commander Liu, stood beside her. "Admiral, the plan is working perfectly," he said with a small smile. Chen nodded but didn't smile. "This is just the beginning. Stay focused." 3 months ago, this plan was born. Admiral Chen had gathered Earth's best scientists and engineers in a secret underground facility. "We cannot beat them with strength," she had told them. "So we will beat them with deception." For 90 days, they worked without sleep. They took old cargo ships and rebuilt them completely. Outside, they looked harmless and weak. Inside, they held weapons more powerful than anything the aliens had seen. Now, those weapons were destroying the alien fleet. Zalthar watched his ships explode one after another. His silver skin turned pale. How did we not see this? How did they hide such power? An alarm suddenly blared through his ship. His main officer shouted, "Commander, a massive human ship is approaching from Earth's atmosphere." Zalthar looked at his main screen. His blood went cold. A battleship 10 times larger than his own was rising from Earth. It was black, enormous, and covered with weapons. Admiral Chen's face appeared on Zalthar's screen. She looked calm, almost peaceful. "Going somewhere, Commander?" she asked. Zalthar stared at the massive human battleship on his screen. It was bigger than anything he had ever seen. Weapons covered every inch of its dark surface. He felt something he had not felt in years: fear. "Humans don't have this technology," he whispered. "This is impossible." Admiral Chen's voice came through the speakers, calm and steady. "You thought we were primitive, Commander. You thought we were weak. That was your first mistake." Zalthar's hand moved to his weapon controls. "You got lucky, human, but luck ends now." He pressed multiple buttons. "All fighters launch. Kill them all." Thousands of small alien fighters poured out from the warships like angry insects. They screamed toward the human vessels, their weapons glowing red and ready to fire. On Earth, people watched the battle on their screens. A mother held her daughter close. "Are we going to be okay, Mama?" the little girl asked. The mother didn't know what to say. In space, Captain Maria Rodriguez sat in her fighter cockpit. She was only 25 years old, but she had trained her whole life for this moment. Around her, 50 other human pilots waited for orders. "Red Squadron, this is Rodriguez," she said into radio. "Remember your training. They expect us to panic. They expect us to run. Let's show them what humans really do." "Yes, Captain," her squadron answered together. The alien fighters came closer, firing their weapons. Bright laser beams shot through space. But the human pilots moved like they were dancing. They twisted, turned, and dodged every shot. Then they fired back. Human missiles hit their targets perfectly. Alien fighters exploded into clouds of fire and metal. Rodriguez smiled inside her helmet. "That's right. We're not as easy as you thought." Back on the command ship, Zalthar watched his fighters die. His officers looked at him, waiting for orders, but he had no words. Everything was going wrong. "Sir," one officer said nervously, "we've lost 40% of our fleet. We should retreat." "Never," Zalthar screamed. He hit his control panel with his fist. "I will not run from humans. Activate the mothership." His officers looked at each other with worried faces. "Sir, are you sure? The mothership is our last." "Do it," Zalthar interrupted. Far behind the alien fleet, something massive began to move. A ship, so huge it blocked out the stars. It was the size of a small moon, covered in armor and weapons. The mothership had arrived. Admiral Chen saw it on her sensors. For the first time, her calm face showed worry. "All units," she said quietly. "We have a problem." The mothership moved slowly through space like a sleeping giant waking up. Its shadow covered half of Earth's moon. On its front, a massive cannon began to glow with bright purple energy. Admiral Chen's hands gripped her chair. "How long until it fires?" she asked. Commander Liu checked his computer. His voice shook. 3 minutes, Admiral. That weapon could destroy half our planet with one shot." On Earth, people saw the mothership on their screens. Fear filled every city. Parents hugged their children. Some people prayed. Others cried. Inside the mothership, Zalthar stood tall again. His confidence returned. "Now you see, humans, this is real power. Surrender now or your planet dies." Admiral Chen closed her eyes for a moment. She thought about her daughter, safe in a bunker deep underground. She thought about all the people counting on her. Then she opened her eyes. "No," she said firmly. Zalthar laughed. "Then you have chosen death. Fire the cannon." The purple energy grew brighter. 2 minutes remained. "Admiral, what do we do?" Commander Liu asked. Our weapons can't damage that ship. Captain Park's voice came through the radio. Admiral Chun, I can ram my ship into their cannon. It might stop them. No, Captain, Chun replied. You're not sacrificing yourself today. Then what's the plan? Park asked desperately. Admiral Chin pressed a button on her chair. Activate Project Phoenix. Everyone on her bridge looked confused. Project Phoenix? Commander Liu whispered. But that's just a story, right? Chin smiled for the first time. Wrong. Deep in the Pacific Ocean, the water began to bubble. Something enormous moved beneath the surface. Submarines nearby detected massive energy readings. Then it rose. A structure broke through the ocean waves. It climbed higher and higher into sky. Water poured off its black metal surface. It was a weapon platform the size of a city, covered with technology that looked almost alien itself. For 30 years, humanity had built this in secret. Underground factories, hidden engineers, trillions of dollars spent. Even most presidents didn't know it existed. Zalther's sensors detected it. His confident smile disappeared. What is that? The mothership's cannon was almost ready. 1 minute remained. Project Phoenix pointed upward. Its main weapon, a rail gun that could shoot through a planet, began charging. Blue lightning danced across its surface. Admiral Chen's voice was ice cold. Surrender now, Zalther, or we both fire. Zalther's hand froze above his fire button. 30 seconds remained. You're bluffing, Zalther said, but his voice trembled. Admiral Chen's finger touched her firing button. Try me, she whispered. 10 seconds remained. The mothership's cannon glowed like a purple sun. Project Phoenix's rail gun crackled with blue lightning. 2 fingers on 2 buttons. One decision would change everything. Zalther's hand shook. Sweat dripped down his silver face. You won't do it, he said. You'll destroy your own planet with that much power. Admiral Chen's face showed no emotion. Maybe, but you'll be dead before you see it happen. 5 seconds. Zalther screamed in rage. The Galactic Empire never surrenders. He slammed his hand down on the fire button. The purple beam shot forward like a spear of light, racing toward Earth at incredible speed. Fire! Admiral Chen shouted. Project Phoenix released its weapon. A blue beam of pure energy shot upward, so bright it turned night into day across half the planet. The 2 beams met in space between Earth and the mothership. Boom! The explosion was massive. A ball of light expanded outward, pushing both beams backward. Energy waves rippled through space. Small asteroids nearby turned to dust. But Project Phoenix was stronger. Slowly, the blue beam pushed through the purple light. Inch by inch, meter by meter. Impossible. Zalther's eyes went wide with terror. Our weapon is failing. The blue beam broke through completely. It hit the mothership's cannon directly. The cannon exploded. Fire erupted across the front of the massive ship. Metal plates flew into space. Alarms screamed throughout the vessel. Hull breach on decks 1 through 15. An alien officer shouted, We're losing power. Zalther stumbled as his ship shook violently. Sparks flew from broken computers. Lights flickered on and off. His perfect, unstoppable mothership was dying. All ships. Zalther screamed into his communicator. Retreat! Retreat now! The remaining alien vessels turned and ran. They abandoned their positions and flew away from Earth as fast as possible. Human fighters chased them, destroying more ships as they fled. Captain Rodriguez's voice came to the radio, excited and breathless. They're running. Admiral, they're actually running. Cheers erupted on Admiral Chen's bridge. Officers hugged each other. Some cried with relief. Commander Liu wiped tears from his eyes. But Admiral Chen didn't celebrate. She watched Zalther's damaged mothership slowly turn away from Earth. Zalther's face appeared on her screen one last time. Blood dripped from a cut on his forehead. His proud expression was gone, replaced by hatred and rage. You won today, human, he said through clenched teeth. But the Galactic Empire has thousands of ships, millions of soldiers. We will return with our full fleet. And next time, His ship jumped into hyperspace and disappeared. The rest of the alien fleet followed, vanishing into the darkness of space. Silence filled Admiral Chen's bridge. Then someone whispered, "We won." The battle was over. Pieces of destroyed alien ships floated silently in space around Earth. The stars seemed brighter now. The sky seemed more beautiful. On Earth, the celebrations began. People poured into the streets of every city. They danced, they sang, they cried happy tears. Strangers hugged strangers. Children waved homemade flags. Car horns honked everywhere. Church bells rang. It was the greatest party humanity had ever seen. In New York, 1 million people gathered in Times Square. In Tokyo, fireworks filled the sky. In London, Paris, Moscow, Sydney, everywhere, people celebrated life. But in the United Nations building, Admiral Chen stood alone in a quiet room. She looked out the window at the celebration below. Her face was tired. Her eyes were sad. Commander Liu entered the room. "Admiral, they want you to give a speech. The whole world is waiting." Chen shook her head slowly. "We lost 3,000 pilots today, Liu. 3,000 brave souls who will never go home." Liu stood beside her. "And they saved 8 billion people. Admiral, because of them, humanity survives." Chen closed her eyes. She thought of Captain Park, who crashed his damaged ship into an alien cruiser to save his squadron. She thought of Lieutenant Hayes, who stayed behind to repair the shield while missiles exploded around her. She thought of all the names she would have to write on the memorial wall. "The cost of victory," she whispered. The next day, world leaders gathered again. But this time, they didn't look defeated. They looked strong. President Martinez spoke first. Zalther promised a return. "We must prepare." "Agreed," said China's premier. "We need more ships, more weapons." Admiral Chen stood up. "We also need allies. The galaxy is full of other species. Some of them might help us. And some might join the Empire against us," added Russia's president. Chen nodded. "That's a risk. But hiding didn't work before. Zalther found us anyway. It's time for humanity to step into the galaxy, not as victims, as warriors." The leaders voted. It was unanimous. Earth would build the strongest space fleet in the galaxy. Every nation would contribute. Every scientist would work together. Humanity would be ready. News of Earth's victory spread across the stars. On distant planets, aliens heard the story with disbelief. The humans defeated Zalther? Impossible. He had a mothership. Maybe humans are not weak after all. Some alien races felt fear. Others felt respect. And a few felt hope. Hope that humanity might be the ally they needed against the cruel Galactic Empire. 6 months later, Admiral Chen stood on a new space station orbiting Earth. Through the window, she saw 50 new warships being built. Each one was larger and stronger than the disguised cargo ships. Her communicator beeped. "Admiral, we're receiving a transmission. It's not from Earth." Chen's heart beat faster. "Is it the Empire?" "No, ma'am. It's from a species called the Valorians. They say they want to meet us. They want to talk about an alliance." Chen smiled. A real smile this time. "Tell them we accept." She looked back at Earth, that beautiful blue planet floating in the darkness. Humanity had been alone for so long. Hiding, afraid, pretending to be weak. Not anymore. Chun pressed a button, and her voice broadcast across all human ships and stations. "People of Earth, 6 months ago, aliens came to destroy us. They thought we were weak. They thought we would surrender without a fight. They were wrong. On Earth, everyone stopped to listen. In homes, in offices, on streets. People heard her words. We are humans," Chen continued, her voice strong and proud. "We survived ice ages and plagues. We survived wars and disasters. We never give up. We never surrender. And now the galaxy knows our name. The age of hiding is over. The age of humanity has begun." On distant worlds, aliens heard her message. Some smiled, some frowned, and Zalther, healing in a medical station far away, heard it too. He punched the wall with rage. I will destroy them, he promised. All of them. But on Earth, nobody was afraid anymore, because the aliens had laughed when they saw humanity's cargo ships. They weren't laughing anymore. 3 months after the Valerian message, a sleek silver ship appeared near Earth's moon. It was beautiful, with smooth curves and glowing blue lights. Nothing like the dark, aggressive alien ships that Zalthar had brought. Admiral Chin stood on the New Earth Defense Station, watching the Valerian ship approach. Beside her, Commander Lu checked his scanner nervously. "Admiral, should we prepare weapons?" he asked. Chin shook her head. "No, they came in peace. We greet them the same way." The Valerian ship docked with the station. The airlock doors opened with a soft hiss. Everyone held their breath. A figure stepped through. She was tall and elegant, with pale blue skin and large golden eyes. She wore white robes that seemed to shimmer like water. Behind her, 2 guards stood silently. "I am Ambassador Lyra of the Valerian Republic," she said in perfect English. Her voice was soft but strong. "We come as friends." Admiral Chin stepped forward and extended her hand. "Welcome to humanity's home, Ambassador. I am Admiral Sarachan." Lyra looked at the hand with curiosity, then slowly reached out and shook it. A small smile appeared on her face. "Your greeting custom is warm. I like it." They walked together to a meeting room overlooking Earth. Lyra stopped at the window, staring at the blue planet with wonder in her eyes. "Beautiful," she whispered. "Your world is so full of life." "Thank you," Chin replied. "Please sit. Tell us why you've come." Lyra sat down gracefully. Her expression became serious. "Admiral Chun, your victory against Zalthar has changed everything in our galaxy. For centuries, the Galactic Empire has bullied smaller species. They take what they want. They destroy anyone who resists." "We know," Chin said quietly, "but nobody has ever defeated them before." Lyra continued. "When we heard that humans destroyed Zalthar's mothership, we couldn't believe it. A species that just discovered space travel, defeating the Empire's strongest commander." Commander Lu spoke up. "We had no choice. It was fight or die." Lyra nodded. "That is exactly why we need you. The Valerian Republic is strong, but not strong enough to face the Empire alone. We have tried to resist them for years, but we always lose." "And you think humanity can help?" Chin asked. "I think humanity can lead," Lyra said, leaning forward. "Your people have something we lost long ago, the willingness to risk everything for freedom. You didn't just defend yourselves. You made the Empire run away in fear." Chin looked out at Earth. Somewhere down there, her daughter was playing in a park, safe and happy. That's what mattered. That's what they had fought for. "What exactly are you proposing, Ambassador?" Chin asked. Lyra's golden eyes gleamed with hope. "An alliance. The Valerian Republic, humanity, and any other free species who want to stand against the Empire. Together, we can build something stronger than any of us alone." "The Empire will see this as a declaration of war," Commander Lu warned. "They already see it that way," Lyra replied. "Zalthar is gathering a new fleet as we speak. A fleet 10 times larger than what attacked Earth. He is coming back, Admiral, and this time he won't underestimate you." The room fell silent. Chin closed her eyes, thinking. She thought about the 3,000 pilots who died. She thought about the billions of people on Earth who deserve peace. She thought about species across the galaxy living in fear of the Empire. Finally, she opened her eyes. "How many ships can the Valerian Republic contribute?" she asked. Lyra smiled. 200 warships, and the knowledge to build more. Chin stood up and extended her hand again. "Then we have an alliance, Ambassador Lyra. Humanity stands with you." Lyra stood and shook Chen's hand firmly. "And the Valerian Republic stands with humanity." Outside the window, Earth continued spinning peacefully. But around it, more ships were being built. Human and Valerian engineers would soon work side by side. The war was coming. But this time, humanity wouldn't face it alone.